every single day there is something else, coming down the pipe in the political arena. Of course, we get Christian Freeland. She's been stepping in it like crazy. Of course, Pierre Poilievre, he's been on the campaign trail since he even got into power. Like, you got to give the guy credit. Like, he's been campaigning for the last 2 years, even though it's not another year and a half for the election. But when you take a look at the recent addition, Jagmeet Singh, leader of the NDP, he is now trying to separate himself from the political relationship with the Liberal Party. He actually yesterday threw them under the bus by coming out and flat out saying that the greedy Liberal and Conservatives are only supporting the rich. He is only there for the working class Canadian, as he flashes his Rolex watch, $10,000 suit, multiple investment properties, guy's worth millions, and yet he's sitting there now throwing his kumbaya buddy under the bus by all of a sudden now, getting away from the Liberals. Now, I think that if we take a look at the overall platform, the missed targets in 23 have accumulated so much that you're going to have this discourse with all parties. There isn't a clear mandate with the existing federal, party. There's nothing. It seems like they just grab whatever comes out of the news that day and they go, oh yeah, but we're going to do this. Like, if you remember, you were here part of our seminar when we were able to announce, when Trudeau sat there and said, housing is not a federal responsibility. And then we dropped the hammer. How many new Canadians? All of a sudden, we're here to build. So Dave, what's your take?
My take is that Jagmeet running from Justin is one of the funnier things I've seen. He was very quick to run beside him when it seemed like it was politically the correct move during the pandemic and everything else. And he's now scurrying away like a rat, and jumping to whatever ship suits him best. Look, I mean, is there any bigger hypocrite than that guy? His Gucci fanny packs and his, designer stuff and, his multiple investment properties, and then claiming that he's for the working man, the working class. Look, I think, sadly, we've entered into this just insane political theater in the last, probably 2-3 years to the level that I've never seen before. Look, Trudeau needs to get out of here and get out of the way of Canadians. Jagmeet needs to go find someone else to jump on their coattails. But the reality is we've got a leader that has really separated our country, has really put its own citizens at odds with each other. I try not to be political, but I do find some, odd humor in the fact that, this person was against peaceful protests and then is okay when there are fairly aggressive protests being done at other times. He seems to just pick whatever makes more sense, whatever's going to get him what he thinks is more voters. And even though that's politics, I find it sad because he's playing with a country, not a board game.
Yeah, and I think that's well placed when you say that, because they do define certain things as the game of checkers, and that's how they look at their housing, by the way, was the game of checkers. In fact, Chrystia Freeland recently was interviewed, and she had brought up the idea that we can turn around and if we build purpose-built rentals, then we can build affordable housing, but they should be built the same way. And there was this interview where she's saying, look at this lovely place, and shouldn't everybody live in a place like this? And it's sort of like, yeah, but what you're offering up, and this is where this government needs to give their heads a shake, is the amount of money being spent unnecessarily on housing inappropriately. So recently in Hamilton, they came down with the budget, 50 families. It cost the city of Hamilton $6 million to house 50 families, $120,000 a family. I tell you what, $10,000 a month rent, you can come live with me, okay? Because that is insane amount of money to be paying out. People have to get a grip on where the government spends money. They need to be told to control. The last time I checked, the government works for us. We don't work for the government. But it seems like in 2023, the government lost their way on that. And, as Tim Syrianos had predicted, I hope that he's right. It's one of those most important ones. We need to get a shift. We need to get people in place that are going to watch out for you and I, your families, the next generation. As Canadians, we need to have the right, the ability to be able to protect everybody. Again, as I always circle back, real estate is probably one of the safest places for people to have their wealth, okay? It's good for your children. It's good for their grandchildren in the future. One of the most important things I will always, always say is it's better for you to own it and control it. Don't trust the government. Don't trust anybody else. You're the ones in control of your lives. Thanks for tuning in.